Hi, it's Charlie again, and this time I'm coming at you with an actual music review. Actual music video. No, not music video per se, but a video about music. And in this video in particular, this is one I've been wanting to do for a while, and I actually had done an earlier version of this very same video back when I was at my hometown a few weeks ago, and I looked at it in the editor and I put it together, and I just didn't like it, so I trashed it, and I'm doing it all over again. So what I want to talk to you about is one of my favorite bands from the 80s, and they were a new romantic band back in the great days of MTV, and that's ABC. Yes, ABC. And I've always liked those guys, and I thought they were just a fabulous band, but here in the United States, in America, they come across as being something like a one-hit wonder, maybe a two-hit wonder. You had The Look of Love and Poison Arrow, and I think the last hit that I remember that ever having was How to Be a Millionaire, which is a great song. I don't have that. I had that one time on 12-inch, and I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone. And so I want to talk about one of their albums that came out probably around their heyday, around their peak, and that album would be this one, Beauty Stab by ABC. Yeah, I like the matador and the bull painting on the cover of that's really great. But it's an album that's a very different departure from the two that preceded it. It's still dance oriented, but it is not as reliant on synthesizers. Well, I take that back. It's not as reliant on drum machines. It's actually a really good pop album. Covers a new territory which their fan base really wasn't accustomed, really wasn't really ready to hear, and so the album is not really loved by I guess you could say true ABC fans. Why make the past your sacred cow? So with this album, I think ABC was chasing the likes of Duran Duran, and maybe even Spandau Ballet by changing their sound out from the norm to something a little bit harder, a little bit edgier. It's a guitar album. It's a drum album. The drums are very front in the mix and everything, and so are the guitars. And the lead vocals, Martin Fry, his vocals are it almost takes on sort of like a maybe like a Bowie-esque type of a lead vocal here. So the lead song on the album is the one-hit song that I remember that came off this album, but it starts the album off on a strong note, and it gets better from that point on. Further into side one, there's a nice instrumental track called, ironically enough, Beauty Stab. And I've used before in video productions in the past and things. Then B-side starts off with a track called Hey Citizen. But then, you know, the standard track on that side too is called SOS. So here we are. This is one of those songs that should have been a huge hit for them, and maybe it was a huge hit for them elsewhere in the world. There's a gang I've just joined. There's a gang I've just joined. The United Kingdom is exactly that. It's almost an a cappella. It's the lead singer, Martin Fry, singing, you know, with a very sparse instrumentation behind them, talking about Brit. I got the CD in Arizona. I was visiting my brother out there in Phoenix, and they had a Virgin record store inside one of their outlet malls outside of Phoenix, Arizona. And it was the first time and last time I've ever been to a Virgin record store, and I loved it. It was just great. And when I came, you know, and I bought it, it actually was an import CD, and it wasn't very expensive. And I was happy to have it because I've never seen that album on CD at all. I had the vinyl, which the vinyl was just fine, but I got it. I got it on CD. And I remember vividly that I bought it at a Virgin record store here in the United States, and I'd never been to one before and haven't been to one since. And when I got back to Texas from that trip, I found out there were actually two Virgin record stores in the state. One in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and the other one was in, I think, Houston. And they were both slated to be closed down not too long after that. They were just a great band who should have been really big in this country, but I think they were overshadowed by the likes of Duran Duran and Spandau Ballet, and maybe even Wham and other artists who fall into that category of new romantics. But if you find it, I suggest you pick it up, listen to it, and let me know what you think. Bye.